go around trying to help people install the software. So anyone who'd like to have the software installed or learn some very basics about it, we'll help through. So the different ways that we have to go forward are you can either use the Health Canada deployment, which requires very little, just like they have a browser that's the browser and connectivity. If we do the Health Canada deployment, everyone's just using a centralized area, which means you get all the data, but it means that if you make any changes, you're making changes for everybody, and it means we're probably going to flash it, we're probably going to keep that going. So just an instance, and also too many people on it, we have no idea. We'll find out whether things will just start to crash. Theoretically, we've sent everybody usernames and passwords now to that.
Just sent it. Yeah.
Just so you could so everybody in the room, if you didn't get any, let us know. We'll register you as a user. So that's one of the ways we can do this. We're not going to get deeply into how you use the system until tomorrow. That's mostly tomorrow. So if Canada deployment is our fallback option, that's what you use. You can use that tomorrow as we're going through some of these examples. The next concept is to do the embedded live boot. USB sticks, and James has made several of them. Yeah, on there, if you look back at Tim, he has those little USB sticks. And they're embedded live boot Linux distros. So if you have a computer that's a PC compatible, so none of the Macs would work, but for any of the other ones, theoretically you'd be able to boot right into that, even without a hard drive in, theoretically, and then it would boot into the Linux distro that has the software configured so that you could use right away and test it. With the same thing, there's a built-in VM on there, and you can just run it from that VM off the thumb drive as long as you're on a Windows machine. So those are our other alternatives. The nice thing about either of those is that it's your own system, stepping on anyone else's toes. You can just play around with it, and it stores all the data. Then the local web container install, which is using, we would just go through doing it with Tomcat. This doesn't matter whether you have Windows or Mac. We just need to be able to install Java JRE and a Tomcat instance and be able to put these web apps that we have up on our server onto your machine. As soon as we can see if it deploys, and then you can run that the way you would any other evaluation like that. The thing I'd say about that is in the walkthrough we're going to do today to do these things, we won't be putting the cloud data on there with it, so it'll just be an empty database, which is still useful for registration testing, but not as useful for seeing how things are already done. In the future, those installs make it much easier to be able to load that data into it. Then also we talk about the enterprise installation, which of course nobody here has brought their servers for us to install them on, but we could walk through the procedure. It's not terribly difficult. And the last option, which is one that we've I think emailed out some instructions on how to do this, is just do it on the Amazon cloud. So the nice about the Amazon cloud is if your local machine, of course, is not no laptops, I doubt, are designed to be servers to be able to hold these things very well. We still work moderately, all right for just your own use on this thing. You can actually use the Amazon Cloud Web Services in order to install this, and we will go through some of those instructions for those who are interested. Here today, I think a few people actually tried that, and it seemed like they got things pretty far. So again, to review these steps, the different options that we're going to go over today, and pick your battle, choose what you want to do, and then we'll help you walk through this. Again, for those who are not interested in this, you don't have to be, but you'll still be able to fall back on the Health Canada deployment tomorrow. You won't miss out on too much. But for those, especially the IT people who would like to look into this, we encourage you to walk through with us. Okay, so just to go over one more time, there's Health Canada thing, there's nothing, which gives you all the data, but laptop, the little one, which requires your laptop, but doesn't have the data, the installation we're not talking about, and the Amazon Cloud allows you to do things outside of your hardware. Other people can connect to it, but the data either. The only ones that have the data on there right now are the